Welcome to Down Memory Lane. Today I've got the great Ian Moore. Ian Moore's been a wonderful servant of the Langwarrin Football Club, but we'll start back to the early days, Ian, and where it all started. Welcome aboard, mate.
Thanks a lot, Blackers. My history...
Where did you play your junior football? You grew up on the Mornington Peninsula?
Mornington Peninsula, yep. My junior days was at Pearsdale.
Where was your family home?
At Frankston.
Yes?
Yeah.
And you travelled out to Pearsdale?
Well, that was when the smart people then, because Pearsdale had trouble getting underage players.
Ah, yes.
And so the coaches of the time, which was Mr. Gibbs.
Yes. And he used to carpool you down there?
No, we used to train at the Frankston Tech School Oval.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so all of the Frankston boys, and there were quite
a few. Is that where the aquatic centre is now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So that was where
it's all changed, hasn't it?
Yep. That was where I started my career and played through, because we had under 17s then. Then went and played a couple of years with the senior side, and unfortunately I probably got a little bit ahead of myself.
Did you?
Yeah, thought I was a little bit better than what I was, and went into Frankston in the VFA then.
Oh, yeah.
With when Alan Carr was coach, and I think I played around about four years in there, but all of reserve grade.
Yeah, but still, that would have been a great friendships and relationships that you met.
Yep, great friendships
along the way.
And there were some good players playing with.
So what years would they have been? In the 60s, would they?
Yes, yep. I'm going. I started.
So Frankston would have been a young club at that stage because
in the VFA.
That's
were.
right. Yes. Because at that stage, the Frankston Bombers and the Frankston Dolphins, some wanted to stay in the peninsula and some wanted to go to Carr Street and start up the VFA.
Yeah. That was when Frankston had the split, and they split into Frankston Peninsula and Frankston Rovers.
That's right.
And then the club wanted to form the side in the VFA. Yeah. So that was my playing history.
Yes. So you finished at
No, I finished at Frankston, went back and had a couple of years at Pearsdale. Coached their reserves down there in, I think it was 1975. I actually went down and had a year at Somerville.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And ran around down there with Somerville, and then I gave it away.
And that was the end of your football career.
That was
So with Langwarrin, how did you eventually come here?
Well, because we lived in Langwarrin, we just lived up here in Warrandyte Road.
And was it because of your boys were playing here?
Yeah, well, Brad, who's my eldest boy, he came down here to training one night, and he came home and he said I was talking to Mr. Jeffries. Ian Jeffries was the president of the junior club at the time, and they were looking for a coach for the under 10s, and Brad said, "Oh, my dad will do it." So Brad came home and told me that I was going to be coaching the under 10s, and that was where it all started from. I had a couple of years of coaching the under 10s, and then became president of the junior club for 4 years. Had a year off, and then started with the senior club. I think it was 1996, and just progressed.
So 1996 was your introduction to the senior club.
To the senior club, yep.
And that was Brad's first year here.
Oh no, Brad had actually played senior level football here early in the piece. He was still playing under 16s, I think, at the time, and he actually played under. I'm suffering from old man's disease. I'm going back to 94 now, which was after just the season after we won the flag.
That's right.
We won the flag.
Was that Leith Gage?
Gagey. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gagey.
No, that's all right.
So he actually had a couple of games, and he actually were playing Rye out here and broke his collarbone, and but then he went and done uni in Tasmania.
Oh, yeah.
When he should have been playing under 17s and under 18s and that here. So he never played under 18s. He went down and played with North Launceston.
Ah, did he? Yeah.
And then he came back after he'd finished uni and started playing here.
So 96, did you join the committee here?
Yep.
Yeah, as a committee member at this stage?
As I was vice president.
Oh, so you come in as the vice president?
Yeah, I was canvassed to come on as president, but I felt I wasn't ready.
Yes.
And I'd had the year off, and Chris Raftery had been appointed president, and he came around and said, "Look, would you come on? I'll take the president's role on if you come on as vice president." Well, which I did for 2 years, and then Chris was going to do it for the third year, but he got transferred in his job. So I took over as president.
In 97?
No, in 98.
Yes.
Yeah, in 98 I took over as president.
Because you did a long stint as president, didn't you?
10 years.
Yes.
Then I had
did you have a couple of years off?
I had a couple of years off, and again the club was struggling to find someone to take over the role, and Ian Jeffries, who'd been a prior president, done the year before me in 2010, and I came back and done it again in, I think it was 2011.
2011, just for 1 year, did you?
I done it just for 1 year. Yeah, that was the object of the club.
And it's not just like footy, Ian. Now is it's gone to another level, hasn't it?
Oh, look, it has. I've got my own opinions as to where where local football is going. Unfortunately, money is now controlling.
It is.
Has now got a big say in football, and it's not all for the good. But that unfortunately we've got to go.
Terrible.
We've got to go with the top.
We're always going to have the top end talent because the money's going to be there for them.
Yeah.
But it's not just the top end; it's the fringe players who are good seconds club people that are choosing to work now on a weekend and come down after lunch.
Yeah.
That we're starting to lose.
Yeah. Well, see, football. Invariably, we only on a Saturday sometimes you work until lunchtime.
Yes.
And then it was your social time in the afternoon. So blokes then came and played football, and gee, I never got paid any money to play football at local level. And I think when I went into Frankston, we used to get we used to get $5 a loss and $15 a win.
Yeah.
That was, so...
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
That will...
Oh, sorry.
I just don't want your audio...
Okay.
You will still hear you, but if you're touching that, it'll crackle. That's okay, mate.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's where... but unfortunately now, Tone, is, as you'd well be aware, is... some of the figures that get thrown around in country football.
It's ridiculous. And the other thing too now, Ian, is that the running costs for clubs is phenomenal, isn't it?
It is. Because, look, clubs used to survive on volunteer staff.
Yes.
We always had, great volunteers, whether it be ladies' committee running the canteen or whatever it may well have been, and volunteers manning the gate. But clubs have now got to pay people to do all of these roles because that volunteer staff is very, very hard to find.
Yeah, it's very hard to find. What about when you were president, Ian? Like, you were president in 2002.
Yep.
Wonderful year for the club.
Yep.
When you beat Pearsdale in a premiership.
Yes.
And were you president in 2005?
Yes.
Yeah, against your nephew, Hayden, at the time?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, well, Hayden was a member of our 2002 flag here.
Yes.
But then he decided that he would like to have a run with Frankston Bombers back.
And he played his junior football down there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I actually coached him in the 18s. And
So well, I think you were a bit of a big draw for Hayden and for Kel because they thought a lot of you was as a coach and a person.
Yeah,
and I
wasn't coaching in 2005 though.
Yeah, but I think that it was really good that Hayden went back there. And
so they are remarkable memories, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
Especially like was talking to Ash about 2005, like 30-something points down at three-quarter time.
Yep.
You got the 3 power forwards,
Yep.
and you got momentum
Yes.
on that afternoon, and that last quarter was as good a quarter of football as an individual club could ever want.
Yeah. Well, I think look, Gavo Adeko was a good coach.
Yes.
And at three-quarter time, you know, he just had the feeling, and he just said to the boys, look, we're not out of this. We can still win this, and he put a lot of belief into the boys, and the rest is history.
Yeah, which is.
And I think once it's like anything, once the side starts to get momentum, it's very hard to stop that momentum.
Yeah, it certainly is. What do you do with yourself now then, Ian?
Oh, I still come down here and watch a few of the games and meet up with some of the boys, and I still take great interest in
the club.
In the club, yeah. Look, I think the committee is doing a great job here at the moment, and providing they can keep the club on track, I think we're into.
And divisional football's the way to go, Ian, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, Tony, I have my reservations about divisional football. Yeah. Only of the fact being is having Langwarrin going up after they won a flag in 93,
yes,
and then going up a division. It's very difficult, and you normally find that it's the same clubs.
I was the same.
Same clubs going up and down
fluctuating
each year. And my belief is that the club in the higher level, the club that finishes on the bottom, you need to review that club before you worry about elevating another club, because hypothetically a club that finishes on the bottom of your first division may well have won 4 or 5 games, and are far superior to the rest of the competition, or majority of the competition.
And you're right in what you say, because I remember in 91 we won, we come straight back down, and it's the same with Langwarrin, and it was the same fluctuations, Carrum, fluctuations of clubs.
So look, I mean,
that's another story in itself, isn't it?
And I think that there's so many elements within a club now where, unfortunately, we can use probably Sorrento as an example, where the money side of the and no disrespect to Sorrento, what they've done well.
Yes.
But I just feel it's to put it bluntly, yes, clubs almost go out and buy their success because they're able to, and no disrespect to them, if they're able to, if they
can generate the money,
and I just feel that unfortunately, another thing now is I feel that it's all well and good having the AFL running the ship, but I just feel that they really haven't got any local knowledge of what's going on in the local area.
And we've lost our identity, haven't we?
Yes, exactly.
We've lost our past directors and all that sort of stuff.
So we're really being told by people sitting behind desks now as to how our competition needs to be run, and that's another unfortunate part about it.
That's right, Ian.
Yeah.
Anyway, mate, it was wonderful to catch up with you. And,
all right then, Tony.
Terrific
thank you very much.
To talk about a wonderful servant of the Langwarrin Football Club and the Mornington Peninsula, Ian Moore.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Good on you, Blackers.